Hello again, good afternoon to you. It's now time for business. The task force on pirated textiles has seized about 200 bales of textile clothes from dealers on the market since it was inaugurated in November last year. The products were seized during failure to meet regulatory requirements and inability to meet standards. After a short ceremony to inaugurate a vetting committee for the seized products, Chief Executive of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Alex Dodu, hinted the owners of the seized products would be sanctioned if they fail to prove the quality of such products.
Currently, the Ministry of Trade has between 200 to 300 bales of fabric which have been seized. There's a need to adjudicate on them to see whether they have breached any law. If they have, then sanctions will be applied. But if they have not, then it must be released immediately to the owners so that they can carry on their legitimate business. This government is very keen to improve trade. And improvement of trade doesn't mean that you block people. Rather, you just give a level playing ground for everyone. And when they play within the rules, they must feel free to trade. I mean, trade is what drives any country. And Ghana doesn't want to be seen as being the place not to trade. Rather, I want to be a place where you trade, knowing that if there is any doubt or any dispute, it can be handled very swiftly so that your business is protected.
And finally, what are some of the sanctions to be placed on this?
Confiscation is number one, but also ensuring that you pay fines to customs, especially where you have brought it through illegal routes. But the ultimate is obviously confiscation, and in some cases, maybe prosecution, especially when you have forged documents or you have brought in dangerous products. The GSA have served notice to the country. Our job is to protect consumers and promote trade. We want to make it clear that we will not run away from that responsibility. We would ensure that the Ghanaian public feels protected when they buy. We want Ghana to be a hub where people will travel to come and buy. And they can only buy with confidence when they're buying good quality products. Ghanaians go to Dubai, Europe, America to buy. We want people to come to Ghana to buy because the quality is good, the prices are affordable, and the competition is good.
Away from that, funds raised from the Eurobond sale would hit government's account in Europe this Wednesday. Government raised $2 billion in the historic Eurobond sale, which showed it paid the lowest interest on the split bonds. But Joy Business is learning that it is not the entire amount that will be realized because of how the transaction was done. The following report looks at the impact on government's finances and the economy as a whole.
The funds will later be transferred to the Bank of Ghana after all the amounts hit government accounts in Europe this Wednesday. Joy Business understands that only $1.2 billion in terms of fresh cash would hit its account on May 16. This because $820 million of the amount will be used as swaps to deal with the previous bonds that will be maturing in 2022. Out of the $1.2 billion, $400 million will be put into the sinking fund to help with liability management, while $750 million will be quickly advanced to finance infrastructure projects outlined in the budget. For some, the first impact of this money hitting the Bank of Ghana's account would be improving its reserves. This would directly go a long way to stabilize the cedi. This is because if businesses realize that the central bank's position reserve is strong, there's the likelihood there may not be artificial demand against future risks, which often leads to the cedi depreciating significantly. These funds are meant for infrastructure projects, so they coming in on time could impact on funding for the set projects outlined in the budget in terms of being completed on time. So for instance, if government was looking at raising money from elsewhere like taxes to fund these projects, it may hold on to that move. However, the challenge for many is that everything must be done to stabilize the cedi. Otherwise, the country may be paying more when the time is due, a development that could negatively affect the public debt.
And that's all in business for now. Join me again shortly on the marketplace for more business updates. My name is Emmanuel Abouachi. Have a good afternoon.